Hey everybody, welcome to our video guide for the instructions for part 2 of your APA style literature review paper. This is where you're going to write the actual literature review paper itself. So first thing you want to make sure you do here is scroll down and take a look at everything that I have put here for you. Make sure you read it top to bottom. We are going to go ahead and take a look at some of these embedded file links that I've got here. And also, don't pay any attention to any due dates you might see in this video. Those were just the due dates that were there when I recorded this video, so they may not apply, and they're likely not going to apply to the current semester that you're in, so no worries about any of those due dates that you see there. But first thing you want to take a look at here is I do have listed here a couple of files here. One's in Word format, one is in a PDF format. They're both the same exact files, but they're the complete instructions for part 2 of your paper and also a very important checklist there. So you want to go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to go ahead and examine that first, and you should definitely make sure that you do the same there too. I'm going to go ahead and open that up there and let it load here. And you'll see the instructions there. I'm going to go ahead and pause this so I can make this full screen, so we'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we have here in the instruction file here. You'll see that I mentioned that you want to read all the pages that I have below here. We're going to go ahead and just walk through them there. And so there are 4 major sections to your literature review paper: your title page, your abstract, the actual literature review itself, and also the reference pages there too. Little box up here at the top just kind of reminds you about some things your paper should have there in it, so make sure you walk through. I'm not going to cover those right now, but you can easily read all those there, so make sure that you do. But definitely here, number 6 here is important because the main part of the paper, the actual literature review, has to be at least 4 full pages in length, and that doesn't count your title page, your abstract, nor your reference pages. So you have to have at least 4 pages of actual literature review content there. And the first part of your paper is your title page there, and I give you some information about what should be included there, if you will. And also there is a link here to the online writing lab, the OWL, or the OWL as it's called there. We're going to go ahead and launch that and take a look at what's there for you. So let's go ahead and pause this so I can get that ready for you. So when you arrive here at the OWL, the Online Writing Lab, what you want to do is just scroll down a little bit here as I'm doing, and then you'll see where it says Major Paper Sections, and it says the title page here. Now, be careful here because what they do is they present to you 2 sample title pages here. One is a student paper title page, which is a little bit different than a literature review title page. So if you scroll down just a little bit more where it says professional paper APA title page, well, what's important here as far as the difference there is that you have to have what's called a running head. The actual concise version of your paper's title, all in uppercase letters, plus a page number there too. So just make sure that you follow along with this example here to see how that's supposed to look. We're going to go ahead and stop and go back to the Canvas page there. So we're back in our instruction file that we were just looking at there before we that OWL. You'll see the next part of the paper is the abstract page. I've got some notes here about that you want to take a look at there. But also there is a link again to the Online Writing Lab for a sample abstract page. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's on the same page that we were just on, but let's go ahead and take a look at that. So again, we're back at the Online Writing Lab page, the OWL or the OWL. We're going to scroll down. This time we're going to go past the title page. And now we're going to see where it says abstract. There's some important notes here about the abstract, so you want to take a look at that there. If you go a little bit further, you'll see a sample APA style abstract page. So just make sure you take a look at that. Do note the running head is also on this page. It's on every page of your paper, including the reference pages, and then also a page number again there too. Okay. So we're back in our instruction file. We're just going to scroll down now to the next part here where it says the body of your review paper. So there's basically several parts here: an introduction, the actual body of the review paper itself, and then a discussion or a conclusion. So you can see the detail there, but I put this there for you to read, so do take some time to read it there. The next section here you have is the reference page and citations. Okay, and so you can see a little bit of stuff here identified there for you about what you need to have on the on your reference page and some notes about citations. I also have a link here to the library page of the Fresno City website there, and they do have a section there about APA style and citations. We're going to go ahead and pull it up there. So if you click this link, it'll take you to that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this and pull that up and show you that. So this is the page you're going to be brought to on the City College website there. You'll see a section here where it says Citation Help and Citation Examples, APA Format, APA Citation Examples Handout, so make sure you take a look at that. They've also got MLA information here too, but this paper is not written in MLA format, so please don't do that, but it's there in case you get it for one of your other courses where they want you to do things in MLA, but there's all the APA information you need there, including links to avoiding plagiarism and plagiarism in the real world, so you might want to take a look at that because I do mention plagiarism back in the main instructions in the APA Literature Review module on our Canvas course page. So returning to our instructions that we're going to scroll down a little further now and get to the real big stuff here, the sample APA papers. So that online writing lab, that OWL I just showed you there, they actually have a complete sample paper there too. So if we go ahead and click this link, that'll take it to you there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it and show you what that looks like. So you can see here is the actual sample paper. These green and blue boxes are just notes to help you know what you're looking at there, and some do's and don'ts they have there as well. So take a look at those, and you can see the running head here, and you do have the words running head just on the title page, and then the concise version of your paper title there, all in uppercase letters on page number 1. They have some notes here about why things look the way they do on the title page, so just take a look at that. If we go ahead and scroll down to the next page, the abstract page, which by the way begins on a new page, and you'll see that back in the instruction file there that we were just looking at there that I have on the Canvas page for our course. It shows you a sample abstract. And if we scroll down a little bit further, here's the actual beginning of the literature review sample here. And so you can take a look at the introduction, the actual literature review itself. You can see that identified here. And then they have sample citations here for you. You know, how you make note of the references that you're using. That's what a citation is there. And do note the format there. And just keep scrolling along there. Eventually you'll get to the end of the paper, which has some information about conclusions and future studies. You can take a look at that. And then you'll see the reference page. Okay? So make sure you take a look at that sample. It's really helpful. I'm a big believer in reverse engineering, so I like to provide sample items or sample assignments, so you can certainly get a real good sense of what you need to work towards in your own submission there. So please do check out that sample paper. It will really help you out. Okay, going back to our instruction file again one more time, you'll see underneath that link to the sample paper I have a checklist, as I said, on the Canvas course page, so make sure that you take a look at all these items here. I'm not going to detail them now because they are there right there for you to read on your own, but make sure that you go through them completely all the way. You can see I've got a number of them there all the way down to this last one here, so take a look at those. Those are just basically helpful tips and tricks to write your paper to avoid any major mistakes so you don't lose a lot of points there. So do be careful to read each one of them carefully there. I've added to this list over the years that I've been teaching the course just based on student feedback and some of the mistakes I kept finding in the paper, so I thought I would try to head some of that off and save you all some grief and help you not to lose any points by having these extra items here in this checklist. So do check them out. It's there to help you, and really do take that to heart there, because it will really help you avoid any major mistakes there. So do read this, of course, before you write your paper. It would be a good idea so you can avoid making mistakes from the beginning. Okay, we're back in the APA module on our Canvas course page. So we just took a look at the instructions there. Again, they're in Word or a PDF, whichever works easier for you on your device to read it. Underneath that, you'll see another list of items here that are numbered, just some real helpful hints about writing your paper, so make sure that you take a look at that. Again, the minimum number of 4 full pages of literature review content is what you're going to turn in, plus your title page, plus your abstract, plus your reference page. So you're going to turn in a minimum of 7 pages there, but 4 full pages of the actual literature review. And just a few other items there too that I've got numbered here. Again, some of these are just restatements of what we had in that checklist we just took a look at, but it's always good to repeat the really important things. So these are the really important things, but definitely go back and read that checklist there too. Item 5 here is definitely important because you need to paraphrase the information that you find in your sources there. So if you don't do that, that's plagiarism. So you need to put things in your own words. That's what to paraphrase means. And I've also got a information here about the library website there, which will help you find information about plagiarism. It's that same place that we saw that APA citation help there. There were tabs for plagiarism there. So I just tell you how to get back there on your own there. Also here, there's a PDF here, which is examples of plagiarism and paraphrasing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to pull that up for you. So this sample here is really great because at the top they give you the original source there and what was written in that original source here, the sentences here. And then you can see underneath here several examples, 1, 2, and 3, of what you don't want to do when it comes to trying to paraphrase here, because those are all examples of plagiarism. And note here that it says even with a citation. Because some people think, well, if I just put a citation and give credit to who wrote it, I'm good to go. Well, not really. You actually have to put things in your own words. And if all you do is change a few words or you keep the original structure from what the original sentence or two there, well, that's still plagiarism. So be careful to put things in your own words. So it'd be really helpful to read through these examples of what still counts as plagiarism. And then the fourth item here actually is a true example of paraphrasing there. That is putting things in your own words, and of course you still provide a citation there, because if you fail to do that, that's plagiarism. And by the way, I am going to submit your paper for plagiarism analysis to that Turnitin platform. I'm sure most of you have heard of that there, but it's a repository that can very easily identify any sorts of plagiarized material there, so I do check for that. It's a very important part of your paper, so be careful to make sure you put things in your own words. Okay, going back to the instructions on the Canvas course page in our module there, the next section here is a grading rubric. So if you go ahead and open this up here, you can see a file here. I'm going to go ahead and make this larger here in a moment here. So let's go ahead and do that so you can see. So in the rubric here, you can see a number of categories, the parts of your paper, the title page, the abstract page, the grammar, mechanics, the body of your paper, and then the references and citations there. All the way here on the right, you can see the score. These are the maximum number of points you can get for each part. So 5 points for the title page, 10 points for the abstract, etc., all the way down there. The lion's share of the points, of course, is the body of the paper. That's 50 points there. And again, 10 points for your references and citations. So do take some time to take a look at that there. You can see in these middle columns here, unacceptable, poor, good, excellent. And so just to give you some idea of what you need to do there, some of the point ranges you'll find there as well. So do take a look at that. At the very, very bottom here of the rubric, I've just got a few extra notes here. Make sure you have an introduction and a conclusion. Also there, all of your references must be used as a citation. So if you have references you don't cite, there's deductions for that. And likewise, you don't want to have citations for sources that you don't have in your references. This is supposed to be a literature review of the sources you actually found, so make sure that that's what you write about and don't write about things you don't have in your list of references. And also, this is supposed to be a presentation of the scientific literature, so make sure, as I say the last sentence here, that you don't make your paper a presentation of your personal opinions and observations, because that's not what the paper is about. You're supposed to write about what you found in the scientific literature you located, that is your references, and what the science has to say. If you want to throw a few things in about what you think here and there, that's fine, but it should primarily be about your actual sources that you found there. So don't submit something that's very personal, and make sure that the tone is academic. And when you look at the sample paper that you find in that OWL, you'll see that there. Well, okay, well that concludes our video guide here. So again, make sure you check out the sample paper. Make sure you review these instructions there, including that checklist that I provide, and use the links there to that online writing lab to see sections of your paper there. Read through this list of items here. Check out that rubric so you can avoid making any obvious errors, and you should do a pretty good job. So good luck with your paper, and I'll look forward to reading them.